Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Millie. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. On today's video, I have one work in progress to share with you. And this is a cardigan that I started last week, I believe. I think I started, yes, I started this cardigan last week or maybe the week before, and this is the cardigan that I'm working on. The pattern is called Jethro, and I am really excited about this project because it combines both knitting and crochet. So the body of the cardigan is made with granny squares, and then the sleeves, the button band, and the hem are knitted. And I figured that even though I'm not very good with crochet, I actually haven't made a crochet garment. I usually make blankets. And so, but this year I'm trying to learn, or I'm trying to do more crochet and learn a few new things about crochet. And one of the things that I've been working on a lot is granny squares. And I'm really enjoying granny squares. And so when I saw this cardigan, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make that because it combines both of those, both crochet and knitting, which is very intriguing for me in terms of, I have tried to make a granny square cardigan before, but I wasn't very successful. In fact, I have that pile of granny squares and I've been debating whether to turn them into a blanket or just frog them. But then because I made the squares in 3 colors, I don't want to have to deal with all those little pieces of yarn. But also I was thinking it's also in a DK weight. The unsuccessful project was I was attempting to use DK weight for it, and I wasn't really pleased with the way it was looking. And I typically don't do blankets in DK weight. Maybe what I can do is frog and hold the yarn double and make a scrap blanket. But I don't know, it's still out there, so I'm gonna think about it. But so when I saw this cardigan, I thought that was a good opportunity for me to try it out, and if I like it, or if it turns out the way I expect it to turn out, which is really good, then I might rescue those abandoned granny squares that are somewhere in my stash and, you know, just almost forgotten, even though the yarn was really pretty. So let me show you what I have done so far with this. So the other thing that I like about this cardigan was it gives me an opportunity to use up yarn from my stash. So I have this yarn that I've had for a long time, and this is Miss Barb's Yowza, and I have had this maybe since 2014. I actually knitted a cardigan with this, and then after a while I didn't like the cardigan, so I frogged it and I reclaimed the yarn. And so it's been sitting there in my stash and I've been wondering what to do with it. And so that's what I've been using, and this is my main color in this granny square cardigan. And this is a light worsted and it's 100% superwash merino. It's really nice, and this color is called Pewter, but I'm going to leave all the details about all the yarns that I'm using in the description below, because most of those, I reclaimed these. So what I did was I unraveled the sweater and then I caked the yarn again, and then that's what I'm using for this cardigan. And then I have like all these other yarns that I'm using from my stash. And so this hot pink, if I can show it to you nicely, So this is also from my stash, and this is Cascade 220, which is another superwash merino wool. And I had made, I think I made a sweater for my grandbaby a long time ago. And this is leftover from that period. And then I made another sweater out of this peach, and the peach I held with a cream, but not this cream. And I made her a sweater, and I had like almost a ball of these leftover. And this is also Cascade 220. And then I have, let's see, I have these. This is all that's left. I think I can make the inside of a granny square with this. So this is also from that pile of Cascade 220 that I had, and I made a Christmas dress for my grandbaby, and that's what's left over, and I have used up most of it. I only have this little bit. Maybe I'll add some stripes to the sleeves of this cardigan, because I'm thinking I'll add little stripes with these yarns just to bring everything together. And then this cream is, it's from my stash, but it's not a leftover from anything. It's one of those yarns that I've had in my stash. And this is, it's a Knit Picks Switch DK weight. And I was gonna make some, I think a dress for my grandbaby and mix it with another color, but I didn't do that. And so this one is 100% superwash merino. It comes in a skein that is 246 yards, and it's 100 grams weight. And it's a 3, so that's a DK weight. And this is a light worsted. So it's really working well with this. It doesn't feel any thicker or any thinner. So it worked really well. And then I have, this is a Madelinetosh DK twist. I think that's what it's called. And this, I had made a scarf with this, but I didn't like it. So I frogged it and I have put it to good use. So this project, I like this project a lot because it has given me an opportunity to use up some yarns that are just sitting in my stash. And also, this is the very first time that I have crocheted with merino, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it so much. And I'm thinking I'm going to use up other yarns that are in my stash to make some crochet projects. Maybe I'll crochet a scarf or a shawl with it. And so this has been a very, very good experience for me. And I love how everything is turning out. And then this is the only light gray left out of my stash. And this is another Cascade 220 that I had knitted a cardigan for my grandbaby, and you can tell that my grandbaby got a lot of stuff knitted for her when she was a baby. It was my first grandbaby, and so she got all the knitted stuff, and this is all that is left over. I actually had like a little bit of the gray. Maybe I had a ball of this light gray, and this was a hat that I frogged and reused in these granny squares. And so that is all the yarn that is in here. And I just love the fact that I was able to reuse some of the stuff that I had, or some of the stuff that I had frogged and was wondering what to do with again. It had kind of lost that, when you buy a new ball of yarn and you're so excited about it, and then when you use it up and then you don't like the project, you kind of put it in the back, and you're like either going to just leave it or give it away, or so I was so happy to be able to rescue all these yarns and then put them into good use. And so I have a pile of granny squares to show you. And so this is made with the peach, and then the light gray, and then the pewter, which is Miss Bob's, this one. is going to be my main color, and that's what I'm gonna do. The hem, the button band, and the sleeves are gonna be made with this color. And I like dark colors on my clothing because I want to be able to wear the cardigan with multiple garments. And so that's one of the granny squares that I made. And most of the granny squares are going to have 3 colors in them. But towards the end, I experimented a little bit and I added more colors. So that's the peach. And then I have this one with the purple in here. So this is the Madelinetosh, and this is the Cascade 220, and this is Miss Babs. So that's the second square. And then I have this one. Actually, these are the ones I experimented with, so I'm going to show you the ones that look similar first. And so that's the red with the red center, the gray, and the dark gray. And then I have this one with the hot pink. So it's a hot pink center, the light gray, and the dark gray. So that's what they look like. So I don't know if I can be able to hold everything. So most of the cardigan is going to look like that. But then towards the end, when I started running out of yarn, I decided to use this. Actually, some of this is a leftover, you know, like a tiny bit leftover from Cascade 220. But when I ran out, I went into my stash and pulled this one out. So I decided to test, you know, different mix and match. So I did the center, I did 2 rows of the red, 1 row of the dark gray, and then this light, it's a cream color. And then I'm finishing everything with the pewter because that's going to be my main color. And then I did this one the same, but I did the pink, the hot pink, the gray, and then the cream in there. And I believe I did some of the purple the same way. So let me see, I don't know how many purples I have that have like, and so I also added a little bit of the cream to one of the purples. And so I have the, I'm making a size 3, and I think I need like 36 granny squares, and I already have them. And so as soon as I'm done recording this video, my plan is to go and weave in all these tails. Initially, when I started working on the granny squares, I wove in, so I did the center first, and then I did the gray, and then I made sure that I wove in the tails as I went, or as soon as I was done with the pile, we wove in those tails. But then I got, see, like this one is, these are the first ones I did. And so all the tails have been woven in, so to make it easier for me. But the only thing I'm not sure is if I'm going to block them before I join them, because I cannot go to the next step until I join them, because I have to join them and then I have to pick up the stitches for the sleeve, for the button band, and also for the hem. And I know that blocking makes them look really nice and everything, but then I'm thinking, if I pick up sleeves from a blocked piece and the sleeves are not blocked, I don't know how that's gonna work. But anyway, I still have not decided if I'm gonna block them first or just join them and then block the whole cardigan at the same time. So that is the, no, it's not a dilemma, it's just I have to decide how I'm gonna do it, and then get it done, because I'm excited to be done with this sweater and try it on, because it's starting to get hot here and I might not have a chance to wear it for long, even though it's always freezing inside. even when it's hot outside because of the air conditioning. So I'll see how it goes, and then I'll come back and share with you what the finished project or the finished product. And for the crochet hook, I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, and it's working perfectly. And then the other thing that I noticed was when I learned to knit granny squares, the pattern that I was using or the video that I was using to learn said to chain 2 stitches between, like over here. So you make your 3 double crochets and then chain 2, make your other 3 double crochets. But on these squares, I've been chaining 1 and it looks more even than all the granny squares that I've made before. So I've decided that from now on, I'm just going to be chaining 1. I'm not going to chain 2 because it makes them more even than I've had before. For example, when I was making the granny square blankets, or when I was making my 2 previous blankets that I have finished, the chaining 2 here made the gap really big, but on these ones, I think it looks perfect and I like it. So I'm going to leave all the information about the yarn and the colors down in the description below, because I have lost most of the labels for these yarns, but I'm sure I can find it online. And so I'll leave that information in the description, and I'll also leave a link to the pattern. It's available. You can buy it on Ravelry, and the pattern you can make. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 sizes in this pattern, so it will give you a lot of options if you're interested in making this cardigan. But I'm making a size 3, and this cardigan has a lot of positive ease, and so it's gonna be big. But I'll make modifications here and there. I might make modifications on the sleeves to make them fit better, and also because I'm using merino wool, of course it stretches more than acrylic, so that is something that I'll consider when I start working on that. So I'm excited and I can't wait to finish this cardigan and show it off to you. So that's all I have for you today. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing and becoming part of the family. And for all my subscribers, I want to thank you so much, because I've continued to grow, and I think I'm about 510 as of today. And I thank you so much. So until next time, happy knitting!